In this video, I want to talk to you about your timeline panel and how you can set it up and work with it in many different ways. So I'm going to take my mouse and hover over the timeline panel and then hit the tilde key to maximize my frame. Inside of my timeline panel, there's a few things that we can do so we can work faster and more efficient. If you hold the command and hit the plus button, you will grow your video tracks or shrink them with the minus. If you hold the option key, you'll grow your audio tracks and shrink them with the minus. Command plus and minus will make your video tracks taller. So if you're on a PC, control plus and minus. If you want to grow your audio tracks taller or shrink them, you hold the option or alt on a PC and then hit the plus or minus. This also helps when you're keyframing. Let me just show you what the work area bar looks like. If you've used Adobe After Effects, you might be familiar with the work area bar. The work area bar is this gray bar so you can focus on certain portions of your timeline. So whatever is in the work area is what you would focus on. Now me personally, I like to turn this off and just use in and out points. And you can turn this off by going in the top right hand corner of your timeline panel and clicking in the menu. So I'm just going to go back a little bit. I'll hit I, go forward, and hit O. Now everything within those in and out points is highlighted. So it kind of sets a stage for your focus. I prefer this method over the work area bar, but that's just a personal preference. So let me clear those in and out points by holding Option and X, or Alt and X if you're on a PC. When you're working with video tracks, when you grow your tracks with Control plus on a PC and Command plus on a Mac, you'll notice now I have thumbnails. Let me zoom in. And you have options with these thumbnails. So if I go over to the top right hand corner and click in the menu, I have options for video head thumbnails, video head and tail thumbnails, or continuous thumbnails. That would be more like a film strip. So let me show you head and tail. And as you can see, each clip has a head thumbnail and a tail thumbnail. So if I zoom in, now you can see this clip here. That's the first frame, that's the last frame, first frame, last frame. Let's change this to continuous. Takes a little bit longer to process, but you can see what looks like frame by frame film strip. And then let's look at just video head thumbnails. So that takes us back to square one. But if your video track was smaller, once it gets to a certain size, even if you zoom in, you will not see any thumbnails. So to see thumbnails, you need to be at a certain height before they start to appear. To see more thumbnails, you need to adjust size and zoom in, and adjust if you want continuous, head and tail, or just head thumbnails. If you happen to use the blade tool and split one of your clips, you'll notice a little band-aid mark. This is called a through edit. So you can just simply click on it and hit delete. Or you can right click and choose join through edits. A through edit is basically a continuous clip split in two. So if you use the blade tool a lot, you'll notice there's a lot of through edit marks on your timeline. So just a good way to clean it up is just know that you can right click and join your through edits. Let's go to the top left hand corner of the timeline panel. We'll click on the timeline display settings. And if you scroll down, you'll see that show through edits are checked off. If they were unchecked, you would not be able to notice the Band-Aid, except for knowing that this clip and this clip are the same. This is the beginning of the clip and this is the end of the clip. So keep the through edits on. You can simply select the edit point and delete. Also, show duplicate frame markers, or you might know them as dupe detection. So I have them on currently, and let me just show you what it looks like when you have duplicates. So first, let's start with one duplicate. I'm going to click the last clip of my timeline, copy, and paste it. And you'll notice the streak going through the two clips. Now let's say I extended this clip out. This area is not duplicated. But if I were to drag this out some more, you'll watch the streak grow. Because now those are all duplicate frames. And as I pull that back, you'll notice that my duplicate frame marker disappeared on this clip. So let's say we have many clips together. And now I have all these funky colors. So this blue streak goes with this blue streak. So as you can see, we have color-coded dupe detection. And the limitation on the colors is 10 colors. So if I had more than 10 clips, you would start to see similar colors. So let me undo that. Now, if you ever catch yourself working a little too hard to where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 sequences open or many others open, that can be taxing on your computer and on yourself. So if you just want to focus on one timeline, highlight the timeline, right-click on the tab, and choose Close Other Timelines. It's always little features like that that help. Speaking of little features, one of my favorite little features that was added in recent versions is if you click on a clip and you hold the Option key and click up or down, you can jump your clip up or down a track. If I wanted to move clips left or right or nudge them, I can hold the Command Shift or Control Shift on a PC and go left and go right for multi-frame. If I wanted to go frame by frame, which can take a while, let go of the Shift and just hold the Control on a PC or the Command on a Mac and use your arrows. I personally like to hold Command or Control, Shift, and go multiple frames. So that's nudging in the timeline. If you ever have a gap in your timeline, you can treat the gap like a clip and highlight it, then click delete, and you'll close your gap. Or you can right click and choose ripple delete. Dupe detection, work area bar, or in and out points. Closing all your other sequences, nudging your clips, moving clips up and down a track, and adjusting your clip thumbnails. You have access to all these options right in your timeline panel.